Hey ladies and gents, welcome back. This is going to be part 1 to What If Naruto was the reincarnation of Hagoromo or the Sage of Six Paths. Now, for him to be born, it wouldn't be very much different from the original, at least when he's born, because just like Ashura and Indra, they were not actually like humans, but Sasuke and Naruto were their reincarnations, but they still looked like humans. So I don't feel like Naruto would like have like the horns and like white skin and all these like different things about him. Like, and he like, yeah, he wouldn't have horns, he wouldn't have this, he wouldn't have that. He'd still look like his normal self, but he is born with a pretty much infinite supply of chakra. Like, even more so than he was in the original, and he was already born in the original with a absolute shizload. So he would be born with even more chakra, pretty much nigh infinite chakra, and he wouldn't be born with like the Sharingan or the Rinnegan or anything like that. He will have to unlock those later on, just like Hagoromo did, like through emotional pain, suffering, stress, stuff like that, is how he would awaken those different things. So that's pretty much how that is going to have to go. And everybody from the attack still happens, and Naruto still gets Kurama sealed inside of him. And Kurama actually sees that who Naruto is the reincarnation of, so he has a much greater liking to Naruto. And another thing, Naruto, I feel, would get the entire QB sealed inside of him, because Minato would sense the pretty much infinite amount of chakra inside of Naruto and know that with the amount of, like, Naruto would be able to handle the QB with just the amount of chakra he has inside of him. So he would actually seal the entire tailed beast inside of Naruto. So Naruto would have the full QB, which would make him stronger later on, and would also make it so that it's more of like balance, just not just pure hatred of the yang side of the QB, it's also the yin half, which is like the nice side of the QB that was sealed inside of Minato originally, but it's not sealed inside of Minato this time. So those are the major differences of Naruto's birth, and now let's jump right into Naruto growing up. So growing up, Naruto takes a lot more time of studying and pretty much like learning different chakra techniques, because again, he has those different types of interests that Hagoromo had instead of like Ashura, kind of like carefree and different thing like that. So he would grow up and be a lot more curious about different techniques and learning. So he would be a lot, not necessarily wiser, but he'd be a lot more intelligent than he was in the original. Probably somewhere along the lines of, honestly, something like Shikamaru or something like that. He's insanely smart. So as he's growing up, he doesn't go around pranking the villagers and making everybody hate him. If anything, he makes them like him more. And Naruto, at the age of I think he graduates at 12, he still graduates, and he passes the test with flying colors. He does everything, and he graduates top of the class, higher than literally anybody before him. He gets a test score that is higher than Minato in pretty much everything, higher than Itachi. He does everything completely perfectly. There's not one thing wrong with what Naruto does as he's getting passed in to be a genin. So he would be assigned a team. And with Naruto's level of intelligence and different pretty much abilities, they would assign him to Kakashi, because Kakashi is kind of like the guy with almost every chakra nature, and he has a Sharingan, and he has all these different things. So Naruto hasn't awakened the Sharingan yet, and people actually don't know that he is going to awaken it, but they assign him to that team simply because of Naruto has every chakra nature, he has like pretty much everything, and they feel like Kakashi would be the best one to actually teach him. So he gets assigned to that team with Sasuke, because Sasuke is a Uchiha, and the only other person in the village that they actually know of that has a Sharingan, other than like Danzo, but they don't actually know Danzo has a Sharingan at this point, other than like Hiruzen. But they wouldn't assign him to Danzo, obviously. They'd assign him to Kakashi, because Kakashi has a Sharingan, and Sasuke's an Uchiha. And now that leaves one more member for Team 7, and that person is going to be Sakura, just to balance out the amount of physical capabilities of the other two members, because, like, yeah, Sakura is smart, but she's, like, one of the weakest physically people in the actual like class, so they decided they had to balance that out. So we are going to have a very, very overpowered Naruto in this. Now you might be asking what's going to happen with Mizuki and him, or yeah, I think it's Mizuki and pretty much trying to get the scroll. Well, he would just get some other kid to do it, and this other kid would actually end up bumping into Naruto along his way, and Naruto would be like, hey, what are you doing with that? That belongs to the Hokage. And the kid is like, well, Mizuki told me to do it. Mizuki-sensei told me to do it. And then Mizuki would stand from the background and be like, the Nine-Tails brat. He knows that Naruto would probably be able to take him, so he just wants to get by this and not have to deal with him. So he walks up and he takes the seal of the scroll of sealing, and he just says, I'll bring it back to the Hokage office now. And he starts walking away. But Naruto sensed that that was a big lie. He was lying, and he was going to pretty much use this scroll for his own uses. So Naruto walks up to him and he says, I know you're not going to do that, so what are you actually planning on doing with the scroll? And Mizuki now realizes that he has no other option, and he's just going to have to leave, run away, and try not to come back, pretty much. So he does that. He pretty much just says, I'm out of here, and jumps away, leaving Naruto. Naruto pretty much walks over to the other kid and says, don't worry, I'll take care of it, and starts chasing after Mizuki. After a while, Naruto obviously catches up because he has a massive boost to his physical strength, so he would pretty easily catch up to Mizuki. And when Naruto does catch up to Mizuki, he easily annihilates him. And he takes the scroll, and Naruto looks around him, kind of feeling a little bit of guilt, and opens the scroll of sealing to study some jutsus. Because, again, Naruto is really curious in this, so he wants to study some things. And during his reading of the scroll, he reads a few different jutsus. 1, the multi-shadow clone jutsu. 2, the flying thunder god technique. And lastly, he reads about some Uzumaki sealing jutsu, recognizing the name as his last name and wanting to pretty much learn about his clan. And Naruto's reading all of these, and Iruka would actually show up, and he'd be like, Naruto, what are you doing? And Naruto would kind of blush, and he'd be like, just taking some notes. And Iruka would pretty much just look at Naruto and be like, you know, that's all forbidden jutsu, and you're not supposed to be able to use any of them, right? And Naruto just kind of smiles and says, yeah, I know, but check this out. Multi-shadow clone jutsu! And like 100 shadow clones appear around Naruto. Naruto instantly mastered this jutsu, even faster than he did in the original. And Iruka is like, are you serious, kid? I knew you were a prodigy and you had a lot of chakra, but how did you do this? With like 5 minutes of time. And then Naruto just says, and check this out too. And he uses a seal and places it on a nearby tree. And now he pretty much just looks at Iruka and says, now you can't see me. And Naruto teleports away. And Iruka is just looking at this, and he's just like, was that the flying thunder god jutsu? The jutsu of the fourth Hokage? And Iruka is just, what did this kid just do? And Naruto pretty much undoes his little seal and just says, see, I learned all these different things. I want to study it more. And Iruka's just like, you're gonna have to check with the Hokage about that, but we have to take it back to him now. And Naruto just kind of looks a little bit disappointed, but he says, yeah, you're right. And Naruto now runs over to pretty much the Hokage office and returns the scroll of sealing, and pretty much explains to him that Mizuki took it. And Hiruzen now looks at Naruto and he's just like, there's something you're not telling me. You read it, didn't you? Naruto just kind of blushes a little bit and he's like, yeah, I guess I did. And then Hiruzen's just like, what did you learn from it? And Naruto demonstrates the Shadow Clone Jutsu, and then he places a seal on a wall and teleports there, using the Flying Raijin. And now Hiruzen looks at Naruto with astonishment, seeing Minato, seeing him as Minato, seeing him as a reflection of him, seeing him as this, insane prodigy. And now he's just he's considering giving Naruto some special training himself, teaching him tons of different jutsus. But he's going to leave that for Kakashi now, because he is his master after all. So now it's the actual like graduation day, and Naruto passes with flying colors. That, like, what I just did was kind of like a side story. And Naruto passes with flying colors, and he gets assigned to the team with Kakashi, Sakura, or yeah, Kakashi, Sakura, and Sasuke, just like I said before, and now they're introducing themselves. And Naruto has the same goal. He wants to become Hokage, but also he wants to do something a little bit different. He wants to master every single jutsu known to man. And at this, Kakashi's just thinking, like Orochimaru. But he doesn't think that this kid is evil or anything. He just thinks that it's quite the ambition you got there, Naruto. And Naruto's just like, yeah, but check this out. And he uses the flying Raijin. Kakashi already sees Minato inside of Naruto already. Like, he didn't see Minato inside of Naruto until, like, the 4th Great Shinobi World War in the original, but he already sees him inside of him now. And Naruto also uses some shadow clones. And at this, Kakashi's just, what? How are you so powerful already? You're only freaking 12 years old, kid. And Naruto's just like, yeah, whatever. And Sasuke does the exact same thing, because Naruto wouldn't have been able to, like, stop the actual, like, thing from happening, obviously, so it wouldn't make any difference, pretty much. And he wants to kill Itachi, obviously, and that's about all that he wants to do. And Sakura still likes Sasuke, but she doesn't really have too much of, like, a negative opinion towards Naruto. It's not admiration, it's not anything like that. It's more of like, I'm gonna stay away from him because he could easily kill me. But she doesn't, like, hate him, like, oh, you little prankster, you little whatever. So she's kind of just like, she's not necessarily afraid of him, but she knows what he's capable of, rather. So now Kakashi just kind of announces that there's going to be a bell test tomorrow, and don't eat in the morning, and they do so, and they show up, and Kakashi's actually late. And Kakashi then arrives late, obviously, and this is where the bell test begins. He explains pretty much what the bell test actually is, and this is where they actually begin the bell test. Naruto goes and hides again, and Kakashi can detect pretty much everybody except for Naruto. Because Naruto has studied with all these different jutsus, and he also has studied of the pretty much, I don't know if it's considered a jutsu or an art of pretty much like hiding and not being able to be detected, even masking his chakra so that Kakashi couldn't even see it. With the Sharingan, obviously. So Kakashi is pretty much stumbled by he's like, he doesn't know what to do, because he's just like, wait a minute, how can you do that? I can't even smell you. It's literally, I've never seen a shinobi able to, like, mask their scent before. So Naruto now pops out, and he punches Kakashi, sending him flying. Naruto's physical ability easily outweighed that of Kakashi's, and he gets sent flying. Feeling this massive impact, Kakashi actually manages to block this, but it takes a toll. He literally almost breaks Kakashi's arm with just a simple punch. It's not even like a full power, like killing intent punch. It's just a simple punch. And he almost broke Kakashi's arm with this. And now Naruto kind of just smiles as he goes back into hiding, once again undetectable. And Kakashi is just like, this kid is not only smart, but he's insanely powerful too. Naruto now pops out once again behind Kakashi, taking the bells. At least he seemingly took the bells, but it was a genjutsu. And Naruto was actually, like, caught inside of this genjutsu. But he breaks out of it easily because Kurama is actually pretty much helping Naruto in this. He isn't giving him chakra, but he does talk to Naruto occasionally, and he does break him out of genjutsu if it, like, requires it. So he actually breaks Naruto out of this genjutsu, so making it easier for him to pretty much be, like, able to get out of this genjutsu, pretty much. So Naruto breaks out of this genjutsu, and Kakashi's like, how did you do that? And Naruto pretty much tells him, oh, it's because I'm, what do they call it, a perfect Jinchuriki? And Kakashi's just like, wait a minute. What? you know you have the Nine Tails inside of you? Naruto's just like, yeah, you really think I haven't been able to sense him? I've actually been talking to him quite a bit. He's actually a pretty decent guy. You know, he was actually under control by, I think his name was Madara, when he attacked the village. And Kakashi's just like, did you just say Madara? Like Madara Uchiha? Naruto's like, yeah, that's who I'm talking about. And Kakashi's just like, how are you just casually saying that name as if it's some kind of joke? And Naruto's just like, oh, I'm pretty sure I could honestly take him by the way that Kurama was describing him. And Kakashi's just like, this kid has to be joking. But deep down, he knows that Naruto might actually be being serious. Now, Naruto isn't strong enough, obviously, to take on this seemingly Madara character, but he is actually very powerful, and he manages, after a little bit of a struggle, to take the bells from Kakashi, easily defeating him. Now, Kakashi has no other option other than to pretty much pass them, because while they didn't use teamwork, they technically did take the bells, which was kind of like the point of the actual bell test itself. So they move on with their lives and begin their D-rank missions. So after a while of doing these D-rank missions, they get very bored of them and they start pretty much hating them. They are really boring, and especially for Naruto, because Naruto is so powerful that he easily catches all the ninja cats, and he can pretty much go around the village at like insane speeds, picking up all the garbage, going around the lakes, doing all of these different D-rank missions easily. And Naruto actually gains quite a bit of money, and this is where Naruto goes and he buys a shizload of ramen. Now, Naruto still loves ramen in this, just like he does in the original, but again, not necessarily that he wants more money to buy ramen. He's getting really bored of these missions, so he goes to Hiruzen with the rest of his team and pretty much begs Hiruzen to give them a higher rank mission, and Hiruzen, with literally no hesitation, decides that he's going to give him a C rank mission just because of how much more powerful Naruto is than he was in the original, and he knew that Naruto would be able to pretty much handle himself and everybody else around him, including even maybe Kakashi. Because Naruto is honestly stronger than Kakashi already in this at the age of like 12. So they begin the C-rank mission to guide the bridge builder Tazuna to build a bridge, and that's where I'm going to leave this part off. So I'll see you guys in the next part. Peace out. Bye.